Hello and welcome to Trimble TBC Survey and Construction channel. My name is Hughes. I'm your host of this video. In this video, I will demonstrate the brand new subplanes, plane set, and cutting plane view features that just got introduced to TBC version 5. This function is very useful for inspecting road, corridor, and tunnels. I'll break down this video into two parts. The first part, I will talk about the PlaneManager, for example, how to define the new planes, how to generate subplanes and plane sets. In the second part of the video, I'll walk you through the new cutting plane view and see how it interacts with subplanes and other plane definitions. Without further ado, let's start with the first part of the video. To find PlaneManager, all we need to do is go to the Point Cloud tab and in the View group, and we'll see PlaneManager here. However, PlaneManager can be accessed from other tabs as well. Once the PlaneManager is opened, we can create a new plane and call it road. As we can see in the data set right now, there is a road surface, road alignment, and point cloud existing in the TBC project. The idea is we can create a plane definition and attach it to the road and see the cross sections from the cutting plane view. So let's generate a new plane and attach it to a linear path. And the linear path will be selecting the center line or the horizontal alignment of the road. Before we start generating subplanes, we'll have the option to attach the cutting plane in vertical or perpendicular to the path. This will affect the view in cutting plane view if your alignment has a large vertical displacement. But in this case, we'll select perpendicular to the path. Next, we'll move on to the subplane tabs. As we can see, the start and end stations are already automatically generated, and we can specify the parameters for the subplanes. Let's say we want to generate subplanes along the entire span of the project, and we want subplanes at start and end station, and also we want to generate it at every 50 meters. Let's turn on 3D view to see this a little bit better. As you can see, every rectangle represents a plane location. Although the size of the rectangle is small, but it's only a representation of where the plane locates, and the plane is extended to infinity. Let's go back to the PlaneManager. If we expand the newly created plane, we'll be able to see every single subplanes that we just created. And we have the option to create subplanes by intervals or by number of subplanes. And we can also add subplanes at any stations we want. Let's say I want to add it at 10 meters. And we'll just add it. As we can see, at 10 meters, we have a new plane just created. And also in the 3D view, this is our 10-meter stationing subplane. And we can also remove any planes that we just generated by easily clicking remove. Or we can even remove the entire plane set, but in this case I will not do it. that pretty much sums up the PlaneManager. Now let's go to cutting plane view. Under point cloud tab, view group, we'll be able to find this command. The cutting plane view consists three major parts. The cutting plane view here, the properties, and the slide bar area at the bottom. As we can see, the road planes that we just generated is already selected. We were able to specify a thickness of the plane that pretty much just telling us how thick the cutting plane is. The thicker the cutting plane, the more information will be contained in this cutting plane view here. For example, we have a thickness of 0.098 right now, but if I turn this up to, if we turn this parameter to 10, we'll be able to see more information with regarding to this cutting plane. But for now, let's just keep it as a small number because we want to see a cross section. In the cutting plane view, one of the major improvement is the slider. The slider allows user to freely slide along the alignment to arrive at a specific stationing they want to inspect. Let's say I want to get to 360-ish, and we'll be able to slide it there. Or we can just enter 360 in the box in front of the slide bar, and it will put us right there onto the station. And also another way to navigate along the alignment is to use the grip function. So to enable gripping, let's click on this click on this cutting plane representation and select the cutting plane. Once the cutting plane is selected, there will be a red dot appear in the middle, and by dragging this red dot, we can arrive at any station that is desired. In this case, we arrived at station 524.53, and the view is automatically updated at this stationing as well. Let's move on to the slider options. We can set a slider limit, which limits the movement of the slider in between two stations. Let's say in this case, I want to limit it from 100 to 200 meters. The cutting plane is automatically jumped back into this region, and it cannot be moved outside of this region at all. And also the slide bar is contained within this limit. And also in the slide bar option, we have the option to turn off subplanes entirely. Once we turn that off, all the subplanes goes away. User can just drag it to any station they want, but all the subplanes are no longer valid. Let's turn the subplane back on and turn off the slider limit. We can use the left and right arrow to navigate in between different subplanes. Again, we have the option to add a subplane at any random stations. Just move along to the desired location of the subplanes, and then at the bottom right corner, click on the add subplane. And we can see a subplane is created here at station 397.32. Well, this concludes the video on PlaneManager and new cutting plane view. Hopefully this tool will be able to help you. Thanks for watching. Let me know what do you think about this new feature, and let me know in the comments. Until next time.